Google Chromecast has been one of the major brands for streaming devices, and they have released their newest line this year in the Google Chromecast 2020. Today, we will be doing a well-rounded review of the device and why some tech nerds out there may be interested in it. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to get updated with our new videos. We're going to talk about the new Chromecast 2020. Why is it so cool? Google is making a huge statement with the release of their new Google Chromecast 2020 that has them looking to hold a firmer grip on the streaming market. It makes a whole ton of changes to their dongle device, and it all starts with their new remote and software, Google TV. One key aspect of Chromecast is that you're able to cast streaming apps such as YouTube, Netflix from your phone. But this year, Google has now added an awesome TV interface that you are now able to interact with, a feature that has been famously absent in Chromecast. With this new feature, users now have the ability to make their own smart TV with their current television sets, or make their current smart TVs even smarter. While controlling the remote, you now have access to majority of the streaming apps people are subscribed to. Aside from the ones mentioned previously, you have Disney+, HBO Max, and even Amazon Prime Video, the streaming app of its biggest competitor. To add to that, Android TV, the predecessor of Google TV, has carried over apps such as games and productivity apps to the streamer, bringing users a new streaming experience for Chromecast that hopes to use its new UI and user-friendly features to sway other consumers from their competitors. Just like its very first model, Google Chromecast 2020 retains the dongle that fits perfectly in your HDMI port, but now with a new oval shape with a matte finish. It has now switched to a USB Type-C on the device itself and must be plugged into a 7.5-watt power brick. Although, depending on what you have, it can be powered by a TV as well, given they meet the power wattage needed. This is a welcome design for Chromecast, as it is clearly trying to move away from its earlier designs and bring in a newer, fresher look. No more Ethernet jack that was seen on the Chromecast ULTRA, meaning this device can only use Wi-Fi, which makes a lot of sense given a Wi-Fi connection is all you'll need for streaming in the first place. It also comes with the new Bluetooth remote, with a circular keypad, 8 front buttons, and a volume rocket on the side, enabling users to access their new interface with this handy remote. Also, if your TV supports HDMI CEC, the remote can double down as a universal remote, having you control not only the Chromecast, but your TV as well. It even has a dedicated button at the top for Google Assistant. The remote has a good size to it. It's a bit shorter than the Roku Streaming Stick Plus remote, but it is a lot thicker than it as well. For now, the Chromecast 2020 will come in 3 available colors: Snow White, Sunrise Pink, and Sky Blue. The Android users will be fairly happy here, as Google products have long favored their phones, and it makes no exception with the Chromecast 2020. To enjoy this device, you'll be needing a Google account to log into the device, which will lead to Google Assistant, then YouTube, Google Photos, and the Play Store. Casting will work with both iOS and Android devices, which makes sense to retain this feature since this was the main feature for so many years, and even until now, it works like a charm. It also has the most streaming apps available except for Apple TV and Stadia, meaning that AirPlay is not included. The new user interface will be talk of the town for Chromecast 2020, as it looks absolutely gorgeous. You'll be able to see relevant and recommended content on the screen based on your activity on the apps. If you've been watching sci-fi movies on Netflix, you can see that the interface has recommended several similar movies, making it easier for you to find your next movie without even fully opening the app. This also works with the other streaming apps as well. On YouTube, you can see on the home screen the popular and trending videos at the moment. You can even access titles that you can rent or purchase via Google Play. Not a common thing for users to do, but it's nice to have the option. It might not be advanced or revolutionary, but the interface is user-friendly, and sometimes that's all you need to please your consumers. Probably the most important aspect of a device is performance, and Chromecast with Google TV holds up pretty well in terms of performance, especially with their major competitors. It can stream in 1080p HD or 4K HDR with support for HDR+10 and Dolby Vision formats. For audio codecs, Chromecast supports DTS, Dolby Audio, Dolby Digital Plus, and Dolby Atmos formats. Of course, you'll need a compatible TV that will be able to play these types of formats. It basically offers everything your competitors can in terms of video and audio output. The apps on this device load quickly as well. Casting is still very efficient, and the Google TV works pretty well. The features may seem redundant for those who already have a smart TV, but you can still have good use for it regardless. The slice of the pie goes to those with TVs that don't have smart features, and in that case, the Chromecast will work in your favor. And the second most important thing for any device has got to be price. Is every cent you spend worth what you pay for? The Chromecast 2020 comes at a price of $50. Not that cheap, but not that expensive as well. It may be significantly more expensive than its predecessors and its competitors. You can get an Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K for almost half the price, but then again, this is Google Chromecast we're talking about. One of the best brands for streaming devices, and some would argue that it is the best brand for streaming devices out there. It's a trusted brand in Google, a product line that has been known to be successful ever since the first Chromecast was released in 2013. So is it worth it at that price? It's a no-brainer. The Chromecast 2020 is definitely worth the price of admission. Think about it this way. If you want a device that's easy to use, it checks that box. Especially now with this new controller, you're no longer restricted to just using your phone to cast. You now have a remote that can control the interface and access literally thousands of apps at your disposal. If you want a device that supports 4K HDR, well, then you found what you're looking for. There have always been other options for 4K streaming, but what turns most users off is the price. It can cost an arm and a leg sometimes, especially if you've already invested in a 4K TV. Google Chromecast offers a cheaper, more convenient alternative for 4K streaming and earns a lot of plus points in this regard. However, if you're a Stadia user and tend to use the app a lot, I don't think buying a Chromecast would be viable. There's no point in paying for a subscription then, purchasing a device that doesn't even support that said subscription. Also, if you don't have a Google account, yes, that is possible, then you won't be able to set up the user interface, making the Google TV feature practically worthless. Those are just some things to consider when purchasing the new Chromecast 2020. But make no mistake, this is one of the coolest streaming devices out there and should definitely put all of you on notice. Did you enjoy our video? Will you be buying the Chromecast 2020? Drop a comment below letting us know what you think and how you feel. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you get notified when we upload a new video. Don't go anywhere just yet. If you enjoyed this video, catch our next 2 videos right up next. Thanks for watching Gadget Surfer TV.